How can you tell when your weekly presentation has gone stale? There's definitely something to be said about consistency, but consistency does not mean repeating the same thing over and over again. Consistency and repetition are definitely not the same thing. So if your weekly presentation hasn't evolved in months, there's a really good chance that your referral partners have stopped hearing it a long time ago. And that doesn't mean they don't care. It just means that something that becomes really familiar to them eventually becomes background noise. So let's talk about the signs that your weekly presentation needs a reset. So the first sign is no engagement. You finish your weekly presentation and just nothing happens. There's no reactions, there's no conversations after the meeting. No one's bringing up examples later in one-to-ones. So your message just lands flat. And that usually is a sign that it's becoming way too predictable. Your chapter has heard it before, maybe not word for word, but close enough. Strong weekly presentations have to create some mental engagement. They make people think a little bit. They help them recognize those opportunities that are all around them. They spark conversations. So if your message no longer is creating any reactions, that's a sign. You don't necessarily need to completely change your message and make it completely different, but you probably need a different angle on that same topic. So build in some different examples or even different referral triggers. Something that helps your referral partners hear that message in a brand new, fresh way. The second sign is pretty simple. There's no referrals coming your way. While not every weekly presentation is immediately going to produce referrals, that's just not how BNI works. But over time, your presentation should absolutely create opportunities. If weeks or months are going by with little to no referral activity tied to your messaging, it's time to reassess. So you need to ask yourself, am I being specific enough by actually sharing a name? Or am I giving people situations that they can actually recognize? Am I describing problems or just describing my services? Broad presentations create very broad thinking, where specific presentations create recognition that leads to referrals. The third sign is no questions at all. This one matters more than people realize. Questions are a sign of curiosity. It's a sign that they're paying attention and actually engaged in what you're saying. When people ask follow-up questions, it means your message is creating interest of some sort. It means that they're trying to understand at a much deeper level. But when nobody asks anything, week after week after week, that can be a sign that your message is becoming way too generic. Strong presentations create some level of curiosity. They make people want to know more. They create some follow-up conversations. And those conversations often lead to referrals later on. So let's pull all this together. If your weekly presentations feel flat right now, don't panic. It doesn't mean you're bad at networking. It just means that you probably need to refine that message a little bit. No engagement, no referrals, no questions. Those are signs that your message needs fresh energy, better specificity, and stronger referral triggers. Your weekly presentation is one of the most valuable opportunities you have in BNI. It keeps you top of mind and builds clarity and credibility with your referral partners, but only if they can actually remember it. So before your next meeting, ask yourself this one question. If I heard my presentation every week for the last 6 months, would I still remember it? And if you found this helpful, share it with a BNI member who needs to refresh their message this week. And if you want to learn more on how to make BNI generate referrals for you each and every week, check out this next video right here, and I'll see you soon.